Second speaker for the affirmative is Shara. Welcome, Shara. Start approaching the podium there. Now, predicting the future. Can we give Shara a round of applause, please? Thank you very much. Now, predicting the future is hard for some, but not our futurist Shara. The talent of mixing hard science with intuition probably means that she's already predicted today's arguments before they've even been made. And I think that's unfair and sort of like cheating, actually. Her future wish is that genetic engineering should be able to reverse aging, and I'm absolutely with you on that one. Over to you, Shara.
Thank you, Martin, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Martin, you were spot on in citing the CETA study that was predicting up to 40% of people who are currently employed could be out of a job within 10 to 15 years. That study is echoed around the world. Anywhere from 40 to 50% of today's jobs could and are likely to disappear. Yet people have their head in the sand about this. There was a study in Australia a little while ago. 84% of people thought that their job would not be impacted by automation. In America, 80% thought that their job would be substantially unchanged for the next 50 years. Yet that same number of people, 2/3 of them, thought that everybody else's job would be impacted by automation. Robotics and AI are happening big time already. Driverless cars are going to be a reality. I had the pleasure of going to the Consumer Electronics Show, and I was looking at every single auto manufacturer, and every single one of them has driverless vehicles, and most of them are electric or hybrid electric, yet we don't have any electric charging stations here in Australia. There's, again, head in the sand. Drones are already a reality, and they're not just hobbyists. They're being used for news, for real estate videography, for precision agriculture, for asset inspection, and a whole lot more. There's a robot in America called SAM, Semi-Autonomous Mason. It's a bricklaying robot. When I first looked at it a year and a half ago, it was able to lay about 1,200 bricks a day, which is more than a top mason. A typical mason will lay between 300 and 400 bricks a day, absolute master 900. Today, Sam is able to lay 3,000 bricks per day. We're in this period of exponential growth in technology, and we've hit this curve that's going upwards. There's a robot that's completely autonomous bricklaying in Australia called Hadrian X, and Hadrian does 1,000 bricks per hour. It's getting insane. There is a restaurant in China that is completely staffed by robots. You walk in, you get greeted by a robot concierge, a robot is cooking dumplings in the kitchen, and you get a robot delivering things to you, and it's AI too. There's AI being used by a law firm in the UK called Ross that's scanning through all kinds of bankruptcy documents and coming to conclusions much, much faster, months faster than humans possibly could. AI is being used in the fintech world. Some of you would have heard of things like robo-advisors. AI is being used in the medical industry and even in items as diverse as creativity, like designing ad campaigns for lingerie. But are we going to have a robo-apocalypse? Are we all going to be out of jobs? And my answer is no. There are tons of jobs of the future, but you've got to get your head around what they might be, and that's where I've been spending a lot of my time. Now, a lot of these jobs will require STEM skills, but not all of them. That's the good news. But also, many of these jobs will require a multidisciplinary perspective. A good example is in the 5 to 7 year time frame, we're going to see smart contacts, contact lenses that combine things like augmented reality along with biotech applications like autofocusing lenses, no more reading glasses, and things like telephoto and infrared, and being able to detect your insulin levels, and being able to detect markers that are indicative of precancerous situations. These are all in the research labs today. In about the 7 year time frame, there will be app stores where literally people will be designing these combination of biotech and ICT applications. Are you preparing your students for that kind of world? Some of the other brand new jobs of the future include robot repairers. And just like in today's homes, you've got people who repair your dishwasher or your oven or anything else. You've got different trades. Well, guess what? There'll be specific people who do very specific things with robots. But there'll also be robot teachers, that is, people who teach robots to interact with people and to acquire more human traits. There'll be jobs called empathy trainers. There will be security jobs, so many, and I've only got about 2 seconds. So I want to say the future is bright. We just need to prepare for it.
Well done, Shara. Big round of applause. Whew. I was really quite relieved that you didn't talk about robot vice chancellors. Of course, the programming could be fairly simple. Just sit a long time, listen really well, and say no in as many different ways as you possibly can. I was a bit worried, though, that you talked about a bricklaying robot. Peter Ryan's going to expect me to buy him a new one for Cardigan Street now, so he's probably already filling out the requests. But, this notion of automation, Shara, that you talk about so well, and automation eating jobs is something that we all need to be aware of. It is the burning platform for future generations. Of course, there's that wonderful old quote that the factory of the future will have only 2 employees, a man and a dog. The man will be there to feed the dog, and the dog will be there to stop the man touching any of the equipment. All right, so